going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin and everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky, got anything?
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Only one day left of the work week. Yay. Yay. All right. You guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. Let's watch some court. I've got a good one tonight. This is the prelim exam I have been waiting for about 3 weeks, maybe 4. Now, we're in Judge Simmons court. I feel like I've watched her almost all day. She's had a really good docket today. A lot of yelling. A lot of people yelling. Anyways, this is the preliminary trial, the preliminary hearing of the defendant who the defendant is important. Don't get me wrong, but it's the witness we all remember. This is the witness who not only called the police and filed the police report, then filled out an affidavit and turned it into the court saying that none of what she said to the police happened. The Judge Simmons accused her of perjury, told the prosecutor to look into perjury charges. Then she comes back to court with it's a grocery list of disabilities. For her to have to sit on the stand, she would need a bunch of stuff. Hopefully you guys remember her. I wanted to put all of her appearances at the beginning of this video. The problem is this exam is almost 2 hours long. So I decided to nix that, and I would just give you guys a quick recap. Hopefully you remember it. But this is wild. So we get to hear the whole preliminary exam, with the police interview of what happened, and the ending's going to shock you. The ending will absolutely shock you. Judge Simmons is pissed by the end. You'll see. All right. I mean, we got a 2 hour, at least a 2 hour live tonight. So let's go. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Adrian Lamont Johnson, 25-03782, counsel appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Adam Pfeiffer on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Sarge, the fourth assistant public defender here on behalf of Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, please stand up. Thank you. Mr. Johnson is standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Johnson? Okay. Today was the date again scheduled for exam. I believe we're ready to proceed. Any preliminary matters?
First thing, we also have P53 scheduled for today, and
Hey, what's up, Mark? Good to see you.
Detective Candy is here. The 2 officers that I plan on calling today, I believe, are on their way, but the plan is to start with Miss Crawford, which should give enough time for the officers to arrive.
Okay.
And just as a nuts and bolts matter, the people have made it pretty clear in previous hearings we are worried about possible perjury concerns with Ms. Crawford. My plan is to call her, and I will be asking very specific questions that I do not believe will violate my ethical obligations, not suborn perjury.
Okay.
Defense would request a standard sequestration order, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
See any witnesses in the background, but still, I would request a standard sequestration order.
Sequestration is granted. And do you know which order you're going to go? Are you going to start with PA53 or you're going to start with?
That would probably make things simpler with Detective Candy. If we can start with that, that would be great.
Sounds good.
Okay. Then let me go grab her.
This is a common theme for this exam. The prosecutors always run down the hallway trying to find his witnesses. It's kind of funny. I fast forwarded most of them. I don't know why I didn't fast forward this one. It doesn't take long. Hey, what's up, Ranger? Ranger, I saw you in Judge Simmons' chat earlier. You pronounced yourself the king of the universe. So no, the president of the universe. You're not a monarch. The president of the universe. So I am happy that we have the president of the universe in our chat this evening. Good to see you, Ranger.
That will just be back with you. Your Honor, people call Detective Stephanie Kennedy.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I do.
All right, I guess I should give a summary about what the charges actually are. I just talked about the witness because that's what we all remember. This guy's charged with felonious assault with an attempt to do great bodily harm, essentially murder. Like he pulled a gun out on his ex-wife, and the only reason that she's still alive is the gun. It was jammed. It didn't fire. So that is what she told the police the night that he was arrested. He's looking at life in jail. That's what he's looking at. So this is a very high stakes preliminary exam. Wixom, thank you so much for the super chat and the late fee. I appreciate it, Wixom. Good to see you, bud.
State your first and last name and then spell both.
Stephanie Kennedy, STEPHANIE KENNEDY.
Indeed to proceed, counsel.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Kennedy.
Good morning.
Where are you currently employed?
City of Lansing Police Department,
And what is your role there?
a detective.
Now, were you assigned to work on a case involving Adrian Johnson?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of, or what? Apologies, let me.
Yeah, that's he has multiple violations of the no contact order. Yeah, but I was just talking about the original charges.
Try not to have a clear sentence. What work did you do on that case?
Communication via the county jail system.
And what kind of communications did you find?
I located several phone calls to a phone number that associated to the victim in the report, the associated phone number in the report from inmate Adrian Johnson's call up.
Now, was that number 269-259-8821?
I believe so.
Now, apart from the report,
Heather, thank you for the super chat. Yay, Heather! Is it really late if I planned on arriving now? No, it's not. Hopefully, you're having fun catching those griffins. Hi, Heather. Words are hard, cat. Never fear trouble is here. My name says it all. Yes, it does. Thank you, Wixom. Cheese. Names are hard now. Cheshire. Thank you for that. You did that on purpose. Thank you, Cheshire Cat.
did Ms. Crawford tell you that was her phone number?
I actually spoke to her on that.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for hearsay in the response. Crawford telling the detective.
Did you want to respond to the objection?
Its effect on the listener, Your Honor.
The objections overruled.
Sorry, could you please repeat your answer?
I spoke to her on that phone number.
And apart from phone calls, did you discover any other contacts that Mr. Johnson had with that victim?
A video call.
Your Honor, if I may approach with what's marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 7 and 8.
You may.
Detective, can you please tell me what you see in each of these documents, or if you recognize what's in them?
I do. There are screenshots that I took of the call log showing the communication with phone numbers. That is Exhibit 7. And Exhibit 8 is a screenshot I took of a video call that shows Mr. Johnson's face on one side and Ms. Crawford's face on the other.
Do those appear to accurately reflect what you observed in the systems?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, people would seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 7 and 8 for purposes of PA 53.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, lack of foundation. Thank you.
Objections overruled.
Thank you. May I publish to the court this time?
Yes.
Now, people 7, call log. That's not exclusively Ms. Crawford's number, correct? But her number that ends in 8821 is included in there.
Correct.
And called by Adrian Johnson's account.
Correct.
Did you listen to those calls?
Yes,
And did they discuss court case?
yes.
Your Honor, I don't believe I have any further questions for this witness.
Cross-examination.
Have you ever previously spoken to Adrian Johnson?
No,
Would you be able to recognize his voice?
no,
And in terms of Ms. Crawford, did she specifically identify herself as Ms. Crawford in the call itself?
no.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
I'm just looking at people's 8. Was this just phone calls or was there also video calls?
Video.
Oh, okay. The picture in people 8, is this a live like a live screenshot picture, or is it like you know how you can save a picture?
What name are you wanting me to say? Cheshire Cat. I struggle with it. I don't know if that's the name that you wanted me to say again, but yeah, no, I struggle saying. That's why he spelled it that way, because that's how I say it. Cheshire Cat. Ah, I love you, man. My name has always been hard for you. It has. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it.
Picture on your like page and it pops up when you call?
I
or
was watching the video and I paused it.
Okay, so this is like a live picture of the actual call.
Correct.
Thank you.
Man, we are never going to get through this video. KB, thank you so much for the 24 months, 2 years. Thank you. Anniversaries always get instant pauses. They always will. Thank you so much, KB. I appreciate it.
Do you see the man from that video visit here today?
I do.
Could you please point out where he's sitting?
We jumped through the.
If record of questions identified the defendant as the man she observed in that video visit.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor. Like a foundation and based on the quality of the image, respectfully, I don't think that would have been sufficient for the comparison. Thank you.
Okay, I disagree. I think the quality of the image is quite clear. I clearly see someone that looks identical to the person sitting in the courtroom. I also can see a picture or video of someone identified as a Thomas Crawford, but the person in the picture looks like the lady that's been in my court before. Say Brandy Crawford. I also,
Sarah, you got this. You got this. As Heather and I tell each other every day, we can do hard things. You got this. Use us for a little bit of an escape. Hopefully that you enjoy your evening. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Also, Hector, Worcestershire. I can say Worcestershire. I can say that. But I was a cook and a chef for a long time, so that one's easy for me, just because I've said it a lot.
should be noted that it says Adrian Johnson with his inmate number attached. So I think this one sufficient foundation. Your objections overruled, identification is noted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then, actually, I have one last question. Did Ms. Crawford send you an email including that phone number?
Yeah.
Is that the same email address you received other messages from her?
I will.
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you, Detective. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense calling witnesses today on the PA 53.
Not for the PA 53, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you can proceed.
You violated the court's orders. It's pretty clear here. I'd ask you find him guilty of violating the no contact order of court.
Thank you. Mr. Sartz.
Thank you, Your Honor. The burden of proof for these types of proceedings is proof beyond reasonable doubt. Respectfully, people have not met their burden. There's too many questions about identification in terms of the calls and in terms of the video visit. The detective explained that the parties did not identify themselves in the call. She would not recognize the voices. So because of that, Your Honor, respectfully, the people have not met their burden. I would request on behalf of Mr. Johnson that the alleged PA 53 violation be. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, again, we had the testimony of one detective who was assigned to investigate the allegations of bond violations in the timeframe of December 2025 to January 9th, 2026, while the defendant, Mr. Adrian Johnson, was in the custody of the Ingham County Jail. It should first be noted that the prosecutor advised the court that he had pulled the calls for the defendant and had heard calls in violation of the no contact order between the defendant and the protected person, Brandy Joy Crawford. Because of that, this matter was then assigned to the detective who later pulled the calls. The court
She corrects herself later. She said that, but she corrects herself later. I don't want to spoil it. And someone just said, when does it get wild? Probably in about 15, 20 minutes. We're just kind of laying a lot of foundation right now, which is why I don't really mind pausing it a ton. Just kind of saying hi to everybody. Speaking of which, Jeremy Jarrett, thank you so much for the 6 months. I appreciate it. 6 months, that is awesome. Jeremy Jarrett, good to see you. And Vic with the late fee. Thank you, Vic. Good to see you.
is in receipt of People 7, which reflects a series of phone calls from the Ingham County Jail from the defendant's Adrian Johnson account to a number that the detective had associated with Brandy Crawford multiple times. If that was not enough to sustain the burden, and the court is confident that it was, there's a recorded video call also depicted. I don't know what kind of mental capacity you would have to be in to get told that you can't have contact directly or indirectly with someone. And then while you're in jail, where they remind you before you do it that this is recorded, you not only make a recorded phone call, but you do it on a video. So your images are captured. There's absolutely zero question about identification. We've already got your identification number, which was already sufficient. If your identification number was used to call the protected party, then it's you. But then we got your picture. Oh, and you have some very distinctive features right here within your nose. The court can see your full face in this picture of a video call that the detective paused. Looks like it was a 30 minutes and 3 second phone call, video phone call, in violation of the court order. And the testimony of the detective is that this court case was discussed during that. The court is satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Johnson violated the court's order on multiple occasions. And so that will be sustained. We'll address this sentencing at the conclusion of the conclusion of the preliminary examination. You can proceed with your witness for that.
Thank you. If I may retrieve those documents, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
And then actually to get Detective Kennedy.
All right, so he was found guilty of violating his no contact order. All right, we still got to go through the prelim though. The prelims where it gets wild. Paracord, thank you so much for the 18 months. I appreciate it. Good to see you, Paracord. Good to see you. All right, I'm gonna let it run for a little bit now. I'm gonna stop pausing all the time, but we're gonna yeah. That's all I got to say.
Out of here quicker. I'm going to call her first and basically do basically a repeat of what we just did for the PA 53. So it's on the record for the exam. Because technically, legally, that's what we have to do.
Sounds good.
So the people who called Detective Stephanie Kennedy.
Like I said, he always, this prosecutor is running to the hallway between every witness. It's kind of hilarious. But you sequester the witnesses. Usually you have a bailiff that does this part, right? You say the name and the bailiff will go in the hallway, but not in this court. The prosecutor is getting his steps in today. Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays I start at 7 because Heather does yoga on Tuesday and Thursday nights. She's been sick though. She's been sick for the last 2 or 3 days, so she didn't go to yoga tonight. But I didn't want to change the schedule because I want to be consistent. But yeah. Ed, good to see you. Does anyone else think the prosecutor might be like 5'2"?
You're so under oath. You proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Kennedy.
Good morning.
Where are you currently employed?
City of Lansing Police Department,
And what is your role there?
detective.
Were you assigned to work on the Adrian Johnson case?
Yes.
And what was the extent of your work on that case?
Jail phone calls, in-kind jail system.
And what did you discover in that work?
I discovered multiple calls to the victim's phone number from Adrian account.
And you also discovered that there was a video visit where they ended up communicating with each other?
Yes.
Admittedly, for that video visit, it was brief when it was Miss Crawford. Is that right?
Correct.
If I may approach what's been marked people's, oh, no, one more question. Did you confirm that Miss Crawford's number is 269-259-8821?
Yes, I spoke to her on the phone number.
Now, is there anything else confirming that that was her number?
It was written on the original report.
Did she also send you an email from bcrawfordkc@gmail.com saying that that was her number?
Yes.
When they approach what's been marked as people's proposed exhibits 7 and 8, Your Honor.
You may.
Detective Kennedy, do you recognize what's in people 7 and 8?
Yes, 7 is a screenshot of the jail list from Adrian Johnson's account that I screenshot. And 8 is a screenshot of the live video that I had paused when both their faces were on the screen of Adrian Johnson and Randy Crawford.
And do those appear to accurately reflect what you observed in the system?
Yes.
This time, people seek to admit people's proposed exhibits 7 and 8 as evidence.
That's been objecting grounds of lack of foundation, Your Honor. Thank you.
Objections overruled.
Is Miss Crawford's number, that is the 8821, located on that call list from Mr. Johnson's account?
On exhibit 7, yes.
Thank you. This time, people would seek to publish them to the court once again.
Please.
Do you see the man who is visibly in People's Exhibit 8 here in the courtroom?
Yes.
Could you please point out where he's sitting, maybe something he's wearing, and people around him?
Blue jumpsuit sitting next to the fence tree.
The record reflects she not only pointed at the defendant, but also has identified him for the record, for purposes of the exam.
Your objections noted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Overruled. Identifications noted.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness.
Thank you. You may be excused.
What, Your Honor?
Your Honor.
Oh, you got to cross-examine?
Yeah.
Just briefly.
Okay.
But just to clarify, Detective, you've never talked to Mr. Johnson yourself, correct?
Correct.
So you wouldn't be able to recognize his voice, correct?
Correct.
And in terms of those jail calls, alleged calls, and in terms of your communications, neither of the parties ever identified themselves, correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Now you may be excused.
No report.
Okay.
Nope, you are all set. Take care.
Call your next witness.
Thank you. People would now call Randy Crawford. Later, it might be just a minute or two. 'Cause I
Take
can
your
still-
time.
Yeah, we will get there. We'll set up the right course. That is appreciated.
Wow. Wow. CW. Is that Craig? Craig, is that you? CW. I don't know if it is you or not, but thank you so much for the very generous super chat. That is amazing. And I'm glad you caught alive too. Rock on. That is awesome, man. I don't know what to say. That's extremely generous. Thank you. Thank you. Man, I'm speechless. Yeah, they recalled that witness. I'm trying to recap that witness. There wasn't a lot. There was so little that Judge Simmons was just ready to pass on the witness and not even give the defense a chance to even answer questions. But CW, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. You're awesome. How many times can I say awesome? I'm sitting over here geeking now. Thanks, man. Hey, look, the bailiff went and got the witness this time. Oh, is this her? Are we, is this her? It is.
Morning, Your
This is
Honor.
her.
Put you right here. You solemnly swear.
All right, this is the witness that gave the giant grocery list of disabilities that they had that she demanded the court abide by for her to be on the stand. And she's been threatened with perjury. Yeah, this is her. Let's go.
From the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
You have a seat. There's a microphone that's in front of you. That microphone does not amplify.
Dang, Craig, it is you. It is you. I just saw that you say it is. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. It's been a little bit since I've seen you. Hopefully you're great. Hopefully your son's great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Your voice in the courtroom. It only lets the lady behind you hear you through the system. So your voice must be loud and clear, which I don't think will be a problem. But also all of your responses must be verbal because she's making a record of everything. So head nods and head shakes won't be sufficient to answer a yes or no question. Also, mm-hs and uh-hs, we can't use that. So if you forget, we'll just ask you, is that a yes or a no, okay? Lastly, if there's an objection from either side, you have to stop speaking immediately. For court rules, I need to make a determination about whether or not that answer can be given or not, and then I'll advise you to give the answer. If you don't understand the question or you need to repeat it, you can request to have that done, okay? If at any time you need to take a break, just let us know.
Okay, thank you.
State your first and last name and spell both.
Brandy Crawford, BRANDI-CRAWFORD.
You can proceed, counsel.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Crawford.
Good morning.
As Judge already said, try and keep your voice up. This court really does kind of eat the sound. So instead of acting like you're talking to me or the judge, I know you have an advocate here. I would act like you're talking to her towards that back courtroom. Just because I fall into that trap too, speaking quietly.
Especially with the fans going to.
Yep. Now, Ms. Crawford, do you know an Adrian Johnson?
Yeah,
How do you know?
he's my ex.
Do you see him here in the courtroom today?
Yeah,
Could you please point out where he's sitting, maybe something that he's wearing, people around him aren't wearing?
wearing a jail uniform.
If the record could reflect, she pointed at the defendant has identified him as Adrian Johnson.
In the objection.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
So noted.
Now, do you know 1030 South Holmes Street?
Yeah,
How do you know that address?
where I live.
Were you living there on December 20th of 2025?
Yes,
And was Adrian there with you that day?
yeah,
Now, at some point that day, did you end up going out to a digger and deal with Adrian?
Yeah.
At some point there, did you end up speaking with police?
that's the part I don't remember. I know I talked to him, I just don't remember that part.
Okay.
Like who I talked to, what I said.
But you remember just speaking to police in general while you were there digging? Now, at some point that day on December 20th, 2025, well, actually, let me back up. Do you own a firearm?
Yeah, I did. I asked the police to destroy it, so I wouldn't have to use it on myself.
What type of gun was it?
For 22
Was it a revolver or something automatic?
revolver.
I'd like to approach what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 4. If I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
Ms. Crawford, do you recognize what's in this photograph?
Yeah,
How do you recognize that?
that's my gun.
Does that appear to accurately reflect your gun that day?
Yeah,
People would seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 4 into evidence this time.
give me a drink.
To preserve the issue, Your Honor, yes, I would object the grounds of lack of foundation, as she described, she claimed the gun was destroyed, so at this point.
You said that I didn't hear what you said. She described what?
She claimed that the gun was destroyed, or she was requesting the gun to be destroyed, so respectfully, lack of
I mean,
foundation.
I think this is my gun.
Ma'am, you can't talk over his objection.
Your Honor, that objection does not have any bearing on the foundation of this.
Yeah, I was
photograph.
trying to understand how that connected to this. It doesn't have any connection. So the objection's overruled.
Thank you.
It's admitted.
I'm going to apologize to the court.
Yes.
At some point on December 20th, 2025, Was that gun pressed into your face?
By myself, yeah. Can you tell them to turn that down?
Did it leave a mark?
When I put it against my cheek,
Okay, when the gun was pressed into your face that day, left a mark that day.
when I did that, yeah, and I took a picture.
And did you took a photograph? And did you also have a time and date stamp on that you sent to the police?
Yeah.
If I may approach what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 3, do
May,
you recognize the current exhibit?
Yeah.
How do you recognize?
waiting home,
Well, what is in the photograph that you recognize?
myself,
Is this something that you sent to the police?
yeah,
Does it appear to accurately reflect what you said to the police?
yeah, that was the timestamp.
Yes. And does that photograph appear to accurately reflect the mark that the gun left on you that day?
When I put it against my face, yeah.
So that's the mark the gun left that day, correct? I believe that there's sufficient foundation here for admission of People's Proposed 3.
To the objection.
Yes, Your Honor, lack of foundation, make it.
Proposed three is admitted.
Thank you. Can I publish to the court this time?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Crawford, you said a couple times now that you were the one who put the gun into your face, but isn't it true that you told the police several times on December 20th, 2025, that it was Mr. Johnson who put the gun in your face?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Okay, well, would looking at a video of your interaction with police that day help refresh your memory as to what you said?
So what I said,
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Okay, would you like to try?
I don't know if that will aggravate my PTSD or not, because the whole day was very traumatic for me.
Well, ma'am, I'm not asking about how it's going to affect your PTSD. Do you believe that it will help your memory as to what you told police that day? Not about what you're claiming happened, but what you told police on December 20th.
I don't think it would help my memory because I don't even remember getting home that day.
Okay. So,
So you don't remember doing what?
I don't remember even getting home that day. I don't even know how I got home, if I drove home, if someone brought me home. I don't remember talking to the police that day.
But you remember putting a gun to your own face?
Yeah,
Okay, and you.
that was before
Before what?
we went to the gun shop.
Okay, and you remember talking to the police?
Briefly,
Okay.
but I didn't even remember the police officer. Like, a police officer told me that she was there and I don't remember her or talking to her.
Okay, so you don't know if it will refresh your recollection or not?
No, I don't.
Okay, she doesn't know if it will refresh your recollection or not.
understood.
All right, real quick. Did you see the frustration on the prosecutor's face? He called this witness and he's already getting frustrated over her. She's about to become a hostile witness.
Ms. Crawford, at one point, did you say that you had done this on purpose to keep Adrian Johnson safe in jail?
Not that I recall.
You don't recall?
No.
You don't recall saying that at the last court hearing?
To keep him safe or to keep myself safe?
To keep him safe?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I know that we were both being threatened.
Thank you. Now, Have you told police that Mr. Johnson has threatened you in the past?
I don't recall what I told the police.
That day or ever?
Ever? What do you mean by ever?
You've talked to police more than once about Mr. Johnson, correct?
Yeah.
Have you ever told the police of Lansing that he has threatened your life in the past?
The city of Lansing?
Lansing Police Department. Have you told the Lansing Police Department that that man has threatened your life before?
Threatened? I don't recall if I said threatened.
Okay. Have you told Lansing Police Department that he has hurt you in the past, physically?
Yeah.
Was that true?
Yeah.
Has he threatened you before?
I don't recall. I would say threats.
Well, what springs to mind when I say threatened you?
Your Honor, I'm just going to object at this point on the grounds that these questions are overbroad. They're too vague. They
What
open
is
up.
vague about threat?
Well, Your Honor, but what's the time frame? What would be the timeline? Like, are we talking decades? Are we, we're getting into other alleged acts here already? The prosecutor has filed this petition notice. I don't know where this line of
I
questioning.
don't think that this information, well, I don't know why he's soliciting. I'm assuming that he's trying to gauge her credibility at this point.
I am.
Not anything against your client. It's not, I don't think that's what's.
And no, I've never been to Lansing. I've never been. So haven't been to this courthouse. I've never even been to the city. I would love to go visit it, but I feel like look how cramped the courtroom is. I would have to go on a day I knew that not a lot of people were there. I've seen Judge Simmons tell people like if there's no room, you gotta go stand in the hallway, and I would be one of the first people that would be asked to leave, even if I was there first.
What it's being used for. That's not what the court's taking it for, at least. The other thing is, I do agree that maybe it would have been helpful to narrow on a timeline, but under the circumstances where it appears we might have a hostile witness, I don't think that I can grant your objection. I'm going to have to give him some leeway. The other issue is, I think it's very clear what, well, maybe it's not clear. I think you have a point where the vagueness of threat means, his next question was, when I say threat, what do you mean? So I think we're narrowing that down now. So I'll deny your objection at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You can proceed, counsel.
Your Honor, I do need.
There's no question on do you need a break?
I would like him to be more specific. That's why I can't answer.
Well, he's asking you to actually explain, so that it allows you to explain what that word means to you.
So my question was, has he threatened you before? You said you wouldn't call it a threat. So what wouldn't you call a threat? What are you talking about when you're hurt?
Like I'm going to hurt you, or like has he physically hurt? So usually whenever he was in active addiction or on his off his medication, he would just hurt me. He wouldn't threaten to hurt me. I guess that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand the apologies, but when she commits perjury to try to get him out of jail, like that's at least what it looks like. I don't know what to say. It's just, the whole victim mentality, can only go so far, and she's putting herself up for charges for herself to get him out of jail. But like I said at the beginning of the video, he is looking at life in prison on this charge. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a trade-off for her. I don't know.
Recall, but he could have too. Like, I mean, I don't, when those instances happened and I was in trauma.
Okay, so let me just get clarification. So what you're saying is, when he asked you if you've been threatened by the defendant, you're saying if he's hurt you before without giving you pre-warning, you don't consider that a threat.
Correct.
But if he said, I'm gonna hurt you, that's what you're considering a threat.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Why did you end up going to Dicker and Deal that day?
Because when I was asking Adrian how to use my firearm, it was jamming.
Well, her comment, I believe, is being phrased as a question, so I guess technically it's not hearsay, Your Honor, but just in terms of her testifying about her own statements, it would be potentially hearsay, but my apologies. Apparently she was asking a question. Is that how you were phrasing it?
So when she was asking him about her firearm, it was jamming.
Okay. Well, all right, I will just object on the grounds it calls for potentially hearsay in terms of her response and her comments to the allegedly to Mr. Johnson. Thank you.
Did you want to respond? I don't either. She's testifying about her own statements.
To describe
And-
why she went there. It's literally back on the list.
So the objections are overruled.
So, Ms. Crawford, can you please say again, I know you were cut off in the middle of that, why you ended up going to Dicker deal that day?
I had got what wasn't the first, it was right before all this was taking place, I had gotten some unknown callers related to a case where I'm a lead witness in Berrien County, and they were threatening my family. And that's the reason I purchased the firearm in April, because I was getting witness intimidation calls. And I have only owned a 9mm in the past, so I wasn't really that familiar with this gun because I got on sale online. And I didn't really know how to properly use it, so I was asking Adrian to assist me, because when I was trying to load it, or it wasn't working. And I was worried that the guys, because they said they knew where I lived and they knew what car I drive, that they were gonna come shoot me, and I want to be able to defend myself. Even though Adrian was like, I'll defend us, I just thought, what if he wasn't there? Like, how would I not be able to defend myself against these guys from Ben Harper? Like, how would I not?
So why did you end up going to Dicker and Deal that day?
Because I wanted the gun fixed.
Okay, what was wrong with the gun?
It wasn't, when I was loading it, it wasn't loading properly.
You said before you were caught the first time that you were talking to Adrian about it because it was jamming.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It
when did
wasn't
the gun
loading,
jam that day?
jamming. I don't know how you say it properly.
Well, you said jam. When did the gun jam that day?
Well, he was outside when it jammed.
Okay, when did it jam that day?
When I put it against my face.
Okay, so your testimony is you put it against your face, pulled the trigger, and it jammed. And then you talked to Adrian about how to use it correctly.
No, I talked to Adrian how to load it before I did it.
Okay, but you said the first time that you were talking to him because it had jammed. So did
I'm
it
sorry,
jam?
you're confusing me. Can you repeat that?
Did it
like,
jam?
without going back to back? Because I'm still I still have memory recall issues of that day from the traumaticness of it.
So you have difficulty remembering what happened that day?
I have difficulty remembering certain parts of it. My doctor said it's called disassociation.
Okay, so did you talk to Adrian about how to properly use the gun before or after it jammed?
Before.
Before it jammed. So you were just talking about to load the gun in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I first asked why you went to Dicker and Deal, you said you were talking to Adrian because the gun was jamming, about how to properly use it.
No, I
So-
said I went to Dicker and Deal because it was jamming. I wanted it fixed.
The transcript will show what the testimony was.
Okay, well,
But-
you're confusing me. You're repeating the questions and you're changing them. And I can't, I'm gonna need a break because you're just,
You can have a break.
thank you.
Because of your prior request, do you need the break here, or do you need it any other break?
I'm coming here for now.
Okay.
If you need.
Give her a couple minutes.
Yep. You heard the prosecutor because of your previous request. So the witness / victim, she requested that she would be allowed to take breaks whenever I think she said PTSD, whenever she was getting any kind of anxiety, she'd be allowed to take breaks. That was one of the things that she requested. Another one was to, have essentially a waiter there to give her water and nourishment whenever she needed it. I don't remember what the other ones were, but she had a list of about 10 things, and the judge denied all of them except for the breaks. It's like, oh, you can bring your own water, but we're not going to supply you with water. You can bring your own. So break number 1. Let's go.
Back on the record. Proceed.
Has Adrian
Oh, sorry. I want to grab the super chat before we restart. Phil, thank you so much for the super chat. Jedi's late fee. Thank you, Phil. Good to see you, Jedi.
ever handled that firearm before?
Yes,
You also said that Adrian says, quote, "I'll defend us," right? Meaning the two of you.
yes.
Was he referencing that gun? Talking about defending you two?
He said if he had to, if they had guns.
Now, did you send a video to the police of Mr. Johnson holding that gun?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to approach with what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 10. It's just a frozen image of it early on.
No problem.
If I may?
Yes.
Do you recognize what's on the computer marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 10?
That's not the photo I sent.
No. It's a screenshot from a still from People's 10's a video.
Oh, that's not that one with the timestamp on it in the date.
Correct. Don't worry, that will be handled in a while. But does that appear to accurately reflect the video you sent to the police?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this time, people seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 10 as evidence.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, like a foundation. Like,
Consent admitted.
Now, you mentioned a timestamp. When was that video from?
December 15th.
Okay, so it wasn't from the date we've been talking about, December 20th. It was from 5 days early. Is that right? Your Honor, at this time, I would seek to publish People's Exhibit 10.
Yes, I just don't know if it's gonna work with that cord in here. You might have to log into Zoom.
Oh, okay. Have there been technology issues since the last time I was here?
I don't think that's ever, since I've been in here, I don't think that cord has ever worked. You can attempt if you think it'll work.
Last time I used it. It's been a minute, but.
You cannot start share because the speaker is not allowed.
Nope, weird. Okay, I'll log into the Zoom.
I don't know what it's all about.
I warned you I was suicidal. You didn't help me. I couldn't die, Adrian.
And then I sent the request for the chair.
I just gave it to you. Did you need a moment, ma'am?
You know, this is technical difficulties that isn't on my end. Yay! I'm just saying something to break this dead air. I don't know what we're looking at right now. We're looking at a couple nutcrackers, a guy sitting in a chair. Looks like I can't tell if that's a computer or a TV. Yeah, I don't know. My screen's really small. He has something in his hand. That might be while we're looking at this. But I don't remember who said it. MB, I think MB asked the question. Are we gonna get body cam? We're gonna get a body cam of a interview that this witness had with the police here shortly. I don't remember this part actually working. I feel like they passed on this pretty quickly.
I may take an anxiety pill, Your Honor.
Yeah, do you need to step off for that?
My purse.
You can step off. We're off the record.
All right, so break number 2. I don't remember if I cut this. Hold on, I'm gonna jump ahead about a minute. So we're at 42 minutes. Yeah, I didn't cut this part out. Sorry, guys.
You get it?
Oh, she's back. Hold on. I think we're good.
The court's ready, Your Honor. Thank you. This is People's 10. I think it should work with sound.
You put share sound when you get it.
Oh, I see. Share sound.
Who you at in the store, wherever,
Right, so starting from the beginning.
what you doing, where you at, who you at in the store, wherever this nigga show up at. I'm letting that nigga have it, whoever the fuck he with. And y'all can come and bring your ass.
So that's the end of People's 10. That was from, you said December 15th? And that's your gun in his hand, correct?
Yes. He was talking about the people that were threatening us.
Has he called you while this case has been going on from jail?
From Ingham County Jail, no.
Is your phone number 269-259-8821?
Yes.
Your Honor, if I could retrieve People's 7.
Yes.
I've never picked up if he called. I've never talked to him at the jail.
Why would you say that and jinx me? Also, that's not how that works. If there is something that's in the context of the video that's not the highlight of the video, I should be okay. But yeah, don't jinx me, Hitchbot. Don't do that.
You see your number in that list of numbers called for People 7.
Yeah, and it says that what didn't connect.
Is there more than once?
It said it, yeah, it said it didn't connect, so I didn't ever, never saw a call from there.
Well, the second from the bottom. Second one from the bottom. Is that your phone number?
Yeah, it says didn't connect.
Where does it say didn't connect again?
It says it was charged 0, caller party hung up, called party hung up.
And do you see that there where it says 14 minutes and 13 seconds long?
Yeah, where is this from though? The Ingham County Jail or the City County Jail?
Ma'am, has he called you from jail while this case has been going on?
From the Ingham County Jail, no.
Has
But
he
he
called you
did-
from the city county jail?
Yes, he did call me once from the city jail.
So you're still saying, despite what's in front of you, you did not talk to him while he was in the Ingham County Jail.
Not that I recall, no. I called the Eagan County Jail and they said they had no calls to me from there.
Ma'am, this has already been admitted as a record of the calls he made from the Ingham County Jail, showing that he has called you many times and has spoken with you for, the first one was 14 minutes and 13 seconds on December 21st. Then on December 22nd, he spoke to you for 7 minutes, 39 seconds. You're still saying you haven't spoken to him from jail.
That was the city jail. It had to have been because I didn't get any calls from the Eagan County Jail.
I can return this to the court. Your Honor.
Okay.
Like I say, I can't be sure.
Okay, so you're not sure if he called you from the Ingham County Jail.
Just by what the officer told me.
Nope, I'm not asking about what the officer told you. Do you recall talking with him more than once while he was in jail for this case?
I only recall talking to him once. The other
Okay.
time he could talk to my son.
Okay. Now, you've said a few times now that you cannot remember what you told police at Dicker and Geo on December 20th, but just that you talked with them. Is that right?
Yes, I don't even remember getting home that day.
Okay. I'd like to approach what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 9, that's paused at the 5-minute mark. Ms. Crawford, is that you?
Yeah,
Is that you at Dicker and Geo?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. That looks like a locker room.
Is there a date and time at the top right?
Yeah,
Could you please say what that date and time is?
12/20, 1300 hours, 9 minutes, 54 seconds.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, the people would seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 9 under MRE 803 subsection 5, recorded recollection. As the witnesses testified, she cannot remember what she said that day. Therefore, the rules against hearsay do not apply to those videos.
Mr. Starks.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll object on grounds of lack of foundation. Thank you.
Okay, I think the witness is being very clear that she doesn't have any recollection. Your exhibit is admitted.
Thank you. And permission to publish?
Yes.
And I'm starting from the 2-minute, 32-second mark.
Is there supposed to be volume? Okay.
That's supposed to be moving.
There's sometimes a lag.
Hold on, let me stop the chain, try again. I know my computer's had problems with the internet access lag.
No, there's definitely a lag in here. Especially, I don't know if it's when we go through the Polycom that way versus the cord. The cord never works in here, and I don't know why.
You know, kind of a brief moment.
Take your time.
Fix my tech issue.
All right. Too much dead air. We're about to watch the body cam footage of her interview. There's a lot of violent details in this video. Just a heads up to everybody. And this is the interview that she claims she doesn't remember,
She actually appeared to be with the video player.
and that she has recanted and said that none of this happened. What did she say? None of it happened? No, she said. I don't want to spoil anything because after the video, there's a lot that goes down. You want to see me tap dance? I'm okay. You don't want to see that. Trust me, you don't. Maybe you do. Hey, look, I'm tap dancing now. You just can't see it.
Apologies. Try this again now.
Okay.
Legal Fiction, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 10 new members. Legal Fiction, you are awesome. Thank you.
Right here. Hello. I'm Officer Havard. Can you tell me what happened today?
That's my ex-husband. I've had a PBO on him since April, but he won't leave. Then I've been trying to get the courage to call the police, but I'm always scared that he's gonna run right out, and like I just keep telling him more and more and more like that I want him to leave. Like, will you please just let me leave? And he was like, no. And I've been recording him like when he chokes me, and then I say, why do you choke me? And he'll say, because you make me mad.
Okay.
And then,
We got her sitting here, so you guys can
and
talk.
then I asked him again if he would leave today, and he pushed me in the bed, and he put the gun in my cheek, and he pulled the trigger, and it jammed. And then he told me that I have to take the gun to this place and get a different gun because that one doesn't work. And so he brought the gun in here and set it there, and then we walked outside. And I'm so scared he's gonna get out. This is why I haven't been fun. I'm just scared. I don't know what to do.
Okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so scared.
So you have recordings of
If
him?
you look, yes, and if you look up his record from Kalamazoo, he has lots of domestic violence calls for me, and choking and stuff like that for me. But they didn't work. Like every single time he went to jail, he would get right out, and then they would have too many cases to press charges or something. I don't know. I just feel like I've been trying to get away from him. I divorced him, and then I got remarried, and he was gone for a year, but he was on drugs. And then when he got clean again, then he came back for me, and he said that he said he's gonna kill my husband that he made me divorce. He put a gun to my head and made me divorce him, and then I have some recordings.
When did all this happen?
This just all happened now, but just in this past couple days, it's been the worst.
The gun thing happened today?
Yeah, like it was more like I took pictures when he was in the when he was in the bathroom. Just be careful with the gun because his fingerprints are all over, and if you touch it, then it might take them off.
Okay. So that's from the gun?
Yeah, it's a 22. It's still on here.
No, not anymore. Okay. How long did you have the gun pressed to your face?
Not very long because the jam is still here a little bit. Do you see?
Yeah, I see a little mark.
You can see if you check the gun that is jammed. Like, you can't shoot it. Like, that's the only reason why I'm alive.
Okay. Do you have an ID on you?
Sorry, guys, I'm just punching in.
Yeah.
From lunch. I'm not saying about it.
Good to go for duty.
Can you just check that he has a PPO? Like, I am.
So there is a PPO against him, but it's not been served yet, so we have to serve him.
It is served. I did serve him.
So we don't have record that he's been served.
I just texted it to his phone. You can ask him, does he know he has a PPO? And he'll tell you yes.
The issue is we have to have record that it's been served, but he is going to go to jail today for domestic violence, okay? So we're going to serve him now so it gets officially served and that there's record that it's been served and we can enforce that from now on. Okay? Do you have an ID on you?
I'm afraid that he's going to come back for me, a DV he can find out of.
I understand. He's also got the PPO against you, okay?
Why is it DV when he tried to kill me? That's still DV.
It's felony domestic violence, but it's
not misdemeanor.
No,
like, he
it's
probably
gonna
will have a really $100 bond.
I can't tell you what the judge is going to do, so I don't know, but it's going to be a felony.
I'm scared.
You have the gun in the back room, untouched, so.
I thought I had my license on me. I don't know.
That's
He must
fine.
have took it out of here.
That's okay.
Here's my veteran card.
That's fine.
I know my license number by heart.
Is that legally how you spell your name?
Yes, and then I'm trying to find some videos from the other day. Here's when he was waving the gun at me.
That's from today?
Monday. And then
What's your middle name? How do you spell
JoyBrandi. And then he was.
it? Your middle name is Joy?
Where you at in the store, wherever this nigga show up at. I'm letting that nigga have it wherever the fuck he went. And y'all can come and bring your ass. What you doing? Where you at? Shoot the fuck out of Rome. I'ma shoot this shit out of Rome. Oh, shoot the fuck out of Rome.
Is Ron your...
Rome is my ex-husband.
Okay.
Rome, R-O-M-E.
Rome? All right. What's your date of birth?
7/26/79.
7/26/79? So, okay.
Good job, Ron.
And what is your current address?
I'm sorry.
What's your current address?
1030 South Holmes, Holmes Street. Oh God, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Is there an apartment number? Is it a house?
Apartment 105.
105. Okay. All right. And what's a good phone number for you?
269-259-8821.
8821. Can you pull me a number?
Is he trying to fight you guys?
No, we have him in custody.
7463.
Okay. So let me understand, so I know exactly what's going on. So, did you stay with him last night?
He lives with me.
He lives with you?
Like, he
Okay.
won't leave.
Okay.
He's just started in South Carolina before I moved up here to be closer to my son after my dad passed away. I came closer to my son, and he lives a couple blocks from me. He's a senior at Michigan State. And
Okay. So today, you gotta focus on today, all right?
Okay.
So how'd the argument start? What happened
I
exactly?
didn't argue with him. I just asked him if he would leave again.
You asked him to leave, and what did he say to you?
He said, "Fuck you, bitch. I'm not gonna leave. You can't tell me what to do. I told you you're never gonna leave. You're always gonna be with me." I know I got recorded. It's kind of like him saying similar things. And I just like was crying, and he was like, I can tell you're gonna be with him. I can tell. He even set him up, like my ex-husband, and he's in jail. So it's all crazy what he did. He did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of crazy things. And he just couldn't handle, because I've been with him for like 14 years, that when I divorced and then moved on with someone else. So he's wanted to kill both of us. He tried to he put a gun on my head on January 8th, 2024, and forced me to go to the courthouse and file for divorce. And I never got to like even say goodbye to my husband. And he's really been torturing me ever since. Even when my dad died, he got on my chest and choked me. He's just choked me a lot of times. And I asked him on recording why he chokes me, and he just said, because I make him angry. I don't do anything to make him angry, because I know.
All right, I feel like we need a little bit of a breather. Colleen, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Late fee. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. I don't really have anything to say. We're all watching the same thing. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I just want this all. Take a breath. Let's go.
I know what he does when he's angry, so I don't do anything to try to make him angry. I really walk on eggshells all the time. And I'm in therapy, and my therapist knows about it and everything.
Okay.
But my therapist, like, everybody just
I
doesn't know
understand.
how to get me to safely, you know. Everyone wants to help me, but like, it takes me to be able to be not scared,
That's okay.
to not be scared to call the police. And I've been scared because I know he told me if I ever call the police, and he will kill me. But now he's trying to kill me when I didn't even call the police. So I sometimes he checks my phone, so I don't know if it's because this. I downloaded this yesterday when I'm sleeping. He might have found it. I don't know. I've just been like really ignoring him, and like I know you just can tell him like.
Okay. So again, I need some details for the report for today. Okay. So you tell him to leave. He says he's not going to leave. And then what exactly did he do?
He just does what he always does, just yells and screams and pushes me or whatever. And so he just pushed me down. He grabs he always keeps, it's my gun, it's my registered gun. I got it because I thought that he was gonna kill me with his gun. I think he said he lost it because I haven't seen him have it. And he had like a Glock 45 or something. And that's the one he threatened me a lot. And today when I just asked him to leave again, and I just said, I want to have a good Christmas with my son. I don't want it to be tense. I just don't want it to be miserable. Like, I'm already dealing with a wrongful death lawsuit for my dad practically being murdered. I can't handle him being mean and yelling about every little thing all the time and forcing me to be with him. Like, he's literally forced me to be with him for 2 years.
I get you've had a rough time, but I need details from what happened today. Okay?
I told you what happened.
So he yelled and screamed. Where did the gun come from?
He has always with him, like sitting on the couch, like in this video and picture.
Okay, so
He
so he kind of always has it.
He was watching soccer, and he had the gun on next to it, like he always does.
So he's yelling and screaming. At what point does he put the gun to your face?
After I said again that I didn't want to be with him, like I just kept saying, please, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with you. You please leave me. I said, please, like, please go to your mother's house. Please, like, I just want to have a good Christmas with my son. I don't want to keep having you do this. You keep joking. You keep doing all these horrible things. And he said, that's the least of your problems, Brandy. That's the least of your problems. I know you want to go back to your ex-husband. I know you don't love me. I can tell you don't love me. And then that's when he pushed me on the bed and he with the gun to my cheek right here and he pulled the trigger and then the gun jammed. And then like I was crying and everything and I have pictures of it where it was more prominent. Yeah. And is it 22? And then I can show you the videos that where it's been happening since Monday, where he's just been really.
Yeah, she's got videos of him waving a gun around and.
Rome is my ex-husband. That's why he's been so jealous. Okay. And that's the gun. And he always has it next to him when he watches TV. And then he's talking about if I'm with him, if you find me with him.
Get a statement from him.
Yep. So we got to say because obviously we're getting a different story from him. We're good on our end. We can start in downtown.
Yeah.
Do you need anything from us?
No. If you guys want to start him down there, I'm going to finish up with her statement. I'll grab the gun and then meet you up there.
Okay. So you don't need anything.
Do you need the videos?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. Thank you, Lynn. Okay. So after the gun jammed, what happened after that?
After that, he was mad and he just kept trying to like mess with it and everything and it wouldn't work. And then he was like, oh hell no, oh hell no, this gun's broke. And then he said, you need to find me a gun shop or something because I need you to get a different gun or you need to get this fixed or something. And I was like, what do you mean? And then I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I want you to leave. And then I was just shaking really bad and crying. And then he just like told me to like Google the place. And I knew that this place sold guns. And like, he won't ever let me have the gun like in my possession. So like he carried the gun in here and put it down on the counter and then he walked out because he's a felon, so he knows he's not supposed to like buy or sell guns. I think he killed someone before, but I don't know. It doesn't say on his record. It just says felonial assaults and stuff before I met him. And then we just came here. And then the guy put me in the back room and I called you guys, or he called you, then I talked to the lady.
Okay. I'm going to take some pictures of you. He's going to go to jail today. And we're going to make sure that PPO gets fully served. And so there's a record of it being served. And so that just look forward. Look forward. I'm going to do a close up of your cheeks, okay?
What if he doesn't listen to it?
You can call us. If he violates the PPO, call us immediately, okay? And we will come arrest him. Can you pull up those videos and photos again?
Yes. I was gonna try to find the video. I have to find the video where he said why he chokes me.
Okay. Can you just pull up the photos?
Just the one from. Okay.
Mind if I see your phone? I'm just gonna send them to myself so I can add attachments to the report, okay?
Okay. Do you want to do the videos too, so they know he had the gun?
Yep, I will get everything that is going to be necessary for the case.
It only was on Monday.
This is the victim / main witness in a domestic violence case. What made this case interesting, though, for everyone that's coming in late, she has this lady that's on screen. She has completely recanted this entire story. Essentially, says she made it up, and Judge Simmons has accused her of perjury, or either perjury or filing a false police report, because she's trying to back out of testifying against the defendant. So when all this was going down, Judge Simmons said, "You need to get an attorney because you might be going to jail for this. You might be getting charged." Told her to get an attorney, and instead of getting an attorney, she came back with a grocery list of disabilities, telling the judge that she essentially needed a waiter on staff to be able to testify for longer than 30 minutes. She needs to be able to take a break whenever her anxiety builds up. She needs to continually be served water and any nourishment she may need. Those are just a handful of them. It was a complete ridiculous show, and Judge Simmons was just over it. She's like, "No, I'm not doing any of this. You can bring your own water. If you need a break, I can grant you that. That's it." And yeah, so that's where we're at. So this is the actual, why they filed the charges against this guy who's potentially looking at life in jail. So that's why this is such a big deal.
I took those though. I had the other ones. I just sent to my email because he always gets my phone, so I always have to delete everything.
Okay. Do you mind if I email him?
No, go ahead. He's probably just gonna deny everything. He always does. Go up.
And this is from Monday.
Yeah. Probably screenshot it or. I wonder if he took my driver's license.
Hey Cheryl, I'm sorry, I don't know how I missed this. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry I'm late calling crew and chat. I have pneumonia and the antibiotics are kicking my butt. What I miss? Well, I just told you what. I just recapped the entire video for you, Cheryl. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hopefully you feel better. Yeah, pneumonia, no bueno. Hopefully you get better soon. Recover quickly.
I feel like such a weak person. Do I have to go there to the court and around him? When he gets arraigned, do I have to be there?
Not when he gets arraigned, but when it goes to trial, you'll have to be there.
Did he try to run in the car when he came?
No.
Was he in the passenger or the driving passenger?
Passenger.
So he has my keys.
Is the car registered to you?
Yeah, it's my car.
Okay, we'll get the keys back from you. To those other emails. If he has keys to the car, you can get things for my RP. Oh. 17 disregard. Hey, Pierce.
Thank you. Do you want to check the official charges?
I'll call in jail. And then it's going to be felonious domestic. They're not coming through. Can you pull up your email to see if they sent?
It's probably better if I do it like one at a time. Which one do you want? The videos, right?
Yeah, all the pictures and videos of
Okay,
him
with
on
the gun.
Monday,
Okay.
and then obviously the ones from today.
Sorry, Ramil, you made me do this. I just updated my iPhone.
Ma'am, you can't talk over the video.
You did that when you did it?
Yeah.
Ma'am.
You have to it only keeps videos for 30 days on iCloud. So when you get it, you're gonna have to I don't know, record it a different way. Which one did you put large?
It completely depends on it depends on a lot of things. So this guy, the defendant, looking at life in jail for this, the prosecution building this huge case against him because of this video, and then she coming out, when she came out and said that this, she lied during all this, that's filing a false police report at this point. But it depends. It's up to the prosecution to go forward with that. It is. But then the problem is she filled out an affidavit saying that she lied about this. So that's where we're at in this case. She either lied when she filled out the affidavit, which means it's perjury, or she filed a false police report. Hold on, I'm somewhere back. Yeah. So that's where the judge is concerned. So when the judge says you have charges coming, then yeah, the prosecution's probably going to look into that. That's where we're at now.
Just the actual.
Oh, okay. Usually I do medium. If it doesn't do it, then I'll have to use mail drop. If you don't get it this time.
Okay.
Did it work?
70.
He asked me to come in this blue cell phone in the passenger seat belongs to him.
Is the blue cell phone his or yours?
I'm sorry.
There's a blue cell phone in the car. Is that his?
It must be because I have mine.
Okay. 17. She's saying it's not hers.
Did you get it?
I got something. Let me check. So I got the pictures. Okay, so this should be coming through just slowly.
I'll do mail drop in case too if you want to do it if you don't get it because you have to use mail drop.
No.
Just let me push the send part. What should I put subject?
It doesn't matter.
Crawford.
You don't even need one.
Mail drop usually is the only way you're gonna get it.
Well, if there's an issue with the videos, I'll contact you to send it a different way. But let me go get the gun, and then
Will I get it back?
once the case is done, I'll be taking it for evidence.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's jammed anyway, so I can't.
So, yep, you'll get it back again once the case is concluded. But hang out for a second, and I'll get you a case number, okay? Yep.
And stopping at 27 minutes and 22 seconds.
All right. Usually when we watch body cam footage in court, the prosecution stops it every 5 minutes to ask questions. So that was an interesting take. I appreciate that. We got to see the whole entire thing nonstop, besides my few pauses. But all right, now I believe this is when it starts getting really interesting because now she's like backpedaling and lying, or well, you'll see.
Thank you.
Crawford, it's still your testimony that Adrian Johnson did not do those things to you.
Some things he did, some things he did.
What were some
Now
of the
I
things that he
remember
did?
why my doctor said I disassociate.
Ma'am, what were some of the things that he did to you on December 20th, 2025?
On December, no.
This is a hostile witness at this point. I don't think he's treading carefully. The prosecutor is frustrated and angry because of this entire situation. I don't think he's treading carefully at all at this point. He's going to be very direct right now.
I said the stuff that I said in here that he did wasn't on December 20th.
So you're saying the things he told the officer that he'd done to you before then was true.
In Myrtle Beach, he did show me.
But your testimony is still that he did not put the gun into your face and pull the trigger that day.
Yes, my testimony is for that. When you asked me the question about did I tell the police that I wanted to save him or something like that? Did I tell the police that day too? You said I told the police that I wanted Adrian to be safe in jail or something like that. You asked me something like that.
Ma'am, I can't answer your questions here.
Okay,
Saw
can you
yours.
repeat the question that you said earlier?
What I asked was, at some point, did you say that you had made up these charges to keep him safe in jail? That was the question I asked before. You said you didn't remember doing it.
I
Now,
just know that I was disassociating, but
ma'am, you have to answer the questions I asked and only when I ask them. Now, since that day, he has called you from jail, correct?
not recently that I remember.
Since that day, he has called you from jail, correct?
He did call me from Lansing jail that I remember and asked me why would I accuse him of something he didn't do?
Did that have any impact on your testimony here today?
No.
Yeah, I have no further questions for this witness.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. No cross-examination. Thank you.
I have a question. Ma'am, you said he didn't call you from the Ingham County Jail?
That I remember. I thought it was the city jail.
Did you have any video calls with him?
My son did.
If we showed you People's Exhibit 8 with a picture of you talking to him on video, would that refresh you?
I guess. It was my son's visit though, I think. Yeah, that was my son's visit.
But is that your picture? Is that you there?
Was it on
That's not
Christmas?
your son in that picture, correct?
That's his name right there.
I didn't ask about the name. That's not your son's face, though, correct?
No, that's me. I told him I was sorry. Yeah,
Okay, so you did have a video call.
that's a video call. Yeah, not a phone call.
Any redirect?
Actually, very briefly, didn't you email myself and the defense attorney at the February 9th saying he's threatened you?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this because now Mr. Pfeiffer is potentially turning himself into a witness as relates to the contents of that communication.
It's impeachment.
That's for the purposes of impeachment, so the objections are overruled.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Sure. Didn't you message myself, Mr. Sarks, Michael Taylor, Stephen Cornish, and Detective Kennedy saying that Adrian had threatened you? February 9th.
Can I see the email? Because I don't recall seeing threatened.
So you don't recall.
I don't recall seeing threatened, no.
What do you-
Ramil threatened me.
I'm sorry?
Ramil made me put the PPO on Adrian.
You said
Ramil
who?
asked me to do all these things
Who
because
was
I'm
this?
testifying.
You
This
said?
is my ex-husband. He had me serve the PPO against Adrian in the Berrien County Jail.
Okay.
And he's the one he's got witness intimidation charges for me right now because of all of this. And no one's asked me anything about Ramil. And this whole case is
Because he's
related.
not relevant to this case.
But he's the one that told me to do all this stuff. He's the one that's threatening to kill my child. He's the one threatening to kill me and Adrian. Like, that doesn't count for anything.
Ms.
He's
Crawford.
the one that my brain is messed up. He's the one that had the guns, not Adrian.
So
That's why I disassociated, because I was getting them confused in therapy. That's why they stopped my EDMR treatment, because I was getting Ramil and Adrian confused because Ramil did so many horrible things to me. That's why he's been in jail for almost 2 years. And I worked with the police to record him talking about another murder. I worked with the police, and that's why his friends are threatening me. His trial was supposed to be January 6, 2026. And that's why I was getting the calls on that day. That's why I thought killing myself would be better, because then I wouldn't have to testify and my family would be safe. That's what matters to me, is my family being safe. Yes, Adrian has choked me. Yes, he's abused me, but he didn't try to kill me that day. I tried to kill myself, and I will not retract from that. I said that when I emailed you, I remember emailing you saying that I should keep the distance, because when I talked to Judge McCormick, she said that we need space when we had the PPO violation that she didn't give him. And she also said, and I told her about Ramil like forcing me to put all these things in this PPO to try to make it seem like Adrian set him up so he wouldn't go to prison because he's facing life from all his other crimes. And Judge McCormick said, just give it space and everything, and I just don't feel like I feel like I can't protect Adrian from myself, from my own brain. Like, look what I did to him just because of my fear of Ramil. And it's just, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to protect my family. I don't know how to save myself from all these guys. I don't know what to do. I'm just doing what they're telling me to do. Like, I don't know what to do, because I don't want anybody to die. I don't want upset. They know where I live. They know what car I drive, and I don't even know what these guys are. That's why I filed the Leontine police report. That's why I showed the Leontine officer all the blood calls of these guys calling me. Like, he knows that. That's why he said that he would protect me with this gun. That's why he did that. Adrian's not innocent. He has abused me, but he didn't try to kill me that day. He's never used a gun on me. Ramil is the one that used the guns on me. Ramil is the one that carries the gun. It's not him. It's not him. And I'm sorry if I lied. I'm sorry. If you think I lied, it was just because I was so much trauma happened to me that day. I got the calls from the guys again, and then his trial was coming up, and I already have the preliminary trial and for him, and he just kept, even when I had a video call with Ramil, he said, "Why isn't he in jail? Why isn't he in jail? Why am I in jail? Why isn't he in jail?" Like, that's all. He just wouldn't get these guys to stop calling. I even tried to put money on his books and everything and tried to get him to stop, and he wouldn't stop. And he knows it. And Adrian knows that they would do this stuff to me. He knows this. But now when you threaten my son, it's different. When you threaten my child, it's different. It's different. You don't know what I've been through with Ramil. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know. Adrian didn't try to make me divorce him, Ramil. Ramil was gonna kill me if I did all this stuff. I ran away to Myrtle Beach to get away from Ramil. I didn't want to leave my son. I've never left my only child. Adrian went with me willingly. But Ramil made me say all this in the PPO so that he made me deliver to the jail, so that he knew that I did that, so that I blamed Adrian, so that it looked like it was set up. But I told him it's not gonna work, because I already told police to help him give her me away because he was killing so many people. They never fought until I was trying to help so he wouldn't kill anybody else. But his friends are killers too. They just feel like it's just different in Benton Harbor how they are. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, they just don't care. And I know when I've been hearing gunshots outside my apartment, I never heard those before. Anytime I've lived there. I know that they're wrong. The Lansing police said the only
Miss
thing
Crawford.
they can do is just go around
Miss
my
Crawford.
apartment. I'm sorry.
On February 9th, 2026, isn't it true you said, and I quote, in that email, I don't want to bother you guys again. I just really need protection. My doctors ask me every session, do I want to kill myself? And I always say no. They know Adrian was abusing me and trying to kill me. Adrian was upset. I moved on after I got the courage to divorce him in 2023. He went crazy. He showed up at my husband's house to kill him too. He has a nice side, but when it comes to me, he has control issues. I never wanted to take him from the kids. I just know that when he went in that gun show, if they fixed the gun, it most likely wouldn't malfunction again. My doctor says the trauma lives in my body. My brain gets confused during the trauma, but I handle my life well. I'm a good person. I follow the law. I wanted to call the police so many times to help me, but whenever I didn't call Mizzou, I would get choked worse when he would get out of jail the next day. I couldn't even bring myself to serve him the PPO. When you are yelled at and choked all the time, it takes away your strength. Fear overcomes you. I think it's a good idea to keep the no contact order to other people. He's an ex-gang member and has people that will hurt me. He even had guys calling me, telling me not to testify on a case to change the narrative. It was Adrian all along. I recognized his friend's voice. If he bonds out, I am cooked. I know the judge could tell I was being threatened. That is why she didn't want to accept that affidavit. I just don't know how to not be scared of him. I've had so many emergency room panic attacks with blood pressure in the 200s. I just do whatever he says. I am very blessed that God saved me. I want to apologize for being scared. Thank you all for your time and effort. I know you all are very busy upholding justice. I respect you all very much. Law and justice is something I fight for as well. Isn't that what you sent to all those parties I listed before on February 9th, 2026?
Yes, but I also talked to Pernille that day in jail.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
I do have a follow-up question, ma'am. What are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, can you demonstrate to me how you put this mark on your face? And so you took the muzzle of the gun and you
went like this.
and rubbed it into your cheek?
Yes.
Okay. And where was the defendant when you did this?
Outside.
Okay, and then when he comes back, or did he come back inside after that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and then how did you go from this point where you're intentionally putting a gun mark on your face to you both going to Dicker and Dale?
Because I asked him, because the gun jammed when I did it, I didn't want to carry it. I was afraid it would go off, because once after I did it, that's when I was like, I can't believe I would do this to myself. I can't believe I would take myself from my son like this.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you put that to your face, you were intending to kill yourself?
Yes, because then I wouldn't have to testify against Ramil. I only had 2 weeks left to testify against him. Now it's postponed again. It's been postponed for a whole entire year. I just didn't want to save them. Those guys kept calling and calling, and they keep calling.
Anyone else get the feeling that the judge is the only one asking the real questions we want to know? She got more solved in that one question than, I don't know, the last 20 minutes of questioning.
If I testify against Rome, they're going to kill everyone. Like, what am I supposed to do?
No questions, Your Honor.
No follow-up, Your Honor.
You may be excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
You can call your next witness.
Thank you. Just let me check who's here. I know Officer
Take your time.
Barr had reached out to. I'll have an answer for the next.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Swear.
Okay. You State your first and last name and then spell both.
My name is Hayden Havard, Hayden, Havard.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to keep this exceptionally brief. Where are you currently employed?
I'm employed with the Lansing Police Department.
And what is your role there?
My role is a law enforcement officer.
Were you working that capacity on December 20th, 2025?
I was.
On that day, did you end up going out to the Dicker and Deal pawn shop in Lansing?
Yes.
Did you end up making contact with Brandy Crawford?
Yes.
Did you end up recovering a gun?
Yes.
Or if I could retrieve, I think it's People's 3? People's 4, my mistake. I'm showing you what's marked and admitted as People's 4. Is that the gun that you retrieved?
Yes.
And then I'd like to approach what's been marked People's 5 and 6. Do you recognize what's in People's proposed 5 and 6?
I do.
How do you recognize them?
That is the firearm and ammunition that I see on the stage.
Does that appear to accurately reflect what you would see?
Yes.
At this time, people would like to submit People's proposed exhibits 5 and 6 into evidence.
Mr. Sarks,
Thank you, Your Honor. Objection by foundation.
objections on rule 5 and 6 are admitted.
Was there anything notable about this firearm when you examined it?
The gun was jammed when I took it into possession.
And the hammer there in People's 4, is that cocked back there?
It is.
Is that the firing position for that revolver?
Yes.
And those bullets, were those in the gun?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, this time people have no further questions to this witness.
Cross-examination.
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
You may be excused. Thank you.
Apologize for what this. No.
Wixom, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I feel like this one's kind of splitting the chat in half. There are people that are sympathetic towards her, then there's some people that just don't believe her at all. I'll tell you this. I think that she is a victim of something, but she has lied so many times, I don't know what it is. So if I come across as not believing her, it's because she's lied multiple times. She's been threatened with perjury. Like she's just not a credible witness. So it's really hard to see through and be sympathetic towards her when she doesn't tell the truth. So, but anyways, Wixom, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Your Honor, just as a point of order for officers for future cases, if their wife is actively having a baby, they're allowed to not come to this exam, right? And get a different date?
Correct.
Oh, man.
Congratulations.
Seriously, congratulations. Go, run.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. And if I could publish 5 and 6 to the court.
Yes, thank you.
People call Officer Isabella Dominguez.
Yeah, I like how the prosecutor made sure to put that on the record. That was cute. All right. Well, speaking of the prosecutor, he had to get his steps in and ran out to get the next witness. I don't really know what else to say right now. It's we don't have a ton. We still have about 20 minutes left of this, and I still didn't edit all the track meet times out for the prosecutor. He's just getting another witness. So, but you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging in with me. Hanging out with me tonight. I know this is a long one, so I do really appreciate it. This is a perfect one to start at 7. Perfect.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes, sir.
You can have a seat. State your first and last name and spell both.
Isabella Dominguez, ISABELLA DOMINGUEZ.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Dominguez. Where are you currently employed?
City of Lansing Police Department.
And what is your role there?
I am a police officer.
How long have you been a police officer at the LPD?
A little over 1 year.
Now, were you working in that capacity on December 20th, 2025?
I was.
On that day, did you end up responding out to the Dicker and Deal in Lansing on Cedar Street?
Yes.
Did you end up making contact with Adrian Johnson?
Yes.
Do you see that man here today?
Yes.
Could you please point out where he's sitting? Maybe something that he's wearing that the people around him aren't.
He's sitting right there.
The record could reflect she's identified the defendant.
Any objections to identification?
Yes, Your Honor, like a foundation. Thank you.
Noted.
Thank you. Did you speak with him?
Yes.
And without getting too into the weeds, did you talk with him about a firearm?
I did.
And what did he say about that gun?
He said that it did not belong to him. It belonged to Brandon Crawford. He stated he knew where the gun is located within the house, stuck under the bed. He stated he has touched it in the past, but he's never used it.
Now, were you one of the officers who took Mr. Johnson into custody? Did you end up running him through the official government systems?
Yes.
And did you end up looking at his criminal history?
Yes.
And did you see that on March 4th, 2019, he was convicted of possession of controlled substance less than 25 grams out of Kalamazoo County?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I have no further questions for this witness.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just briefly, was Mr. Johnson in custody when you were asking questions?
At that time, he was detained.
Okay. And was he advised of his Miranda rights?
Yes.
Okay. And did he consent was he advised of his rights to counsel?
Yes.
And did he waive those rights?
No. I'm sorry. Yes, he did.
And he was not free to leave at that point you were questioning, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
No further questions.
Thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you.
You can call your next witness.
I have no further witnesses, Your Honor. People would rest.
Is the defense calling witnesses today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Give me 5 minutes.
Oh, give her 5 minutes. We're about to get the ruling of a decade here. Is it just me or did the last two witnesses, the prosecutor? I don't know if this is a state case. I'm assuming it is. If it's life in prison, it's probably a state case. But they didn't do anything. What were their points? I don't understand either of the last two witnesses why they were there, besides just to take time. I don't know. Anyways, man, you've seen Judge Simmons upset before. You have. Watch.
Thank you, Your Honor. People are going to be seeking bind over the original 5 counts as well as 2 added counts relating to what's shown on the video from December 15th, 2025. That being added count 6 of firearm possession by a prohibited person and added count 7 felony firearm, because it's literally on camera on that day holding a gun. It was not supposed to be. But to the incident on December 20th, Brittany Crawford told the officers, "This man put a gun into my cheek and pulled the trigger, and it jammed." He then made her go to Dicker and Deal.
Did you, Jedi? I don't know. Did you see that video? I think I released it as a video, not a live. I don't know if you saw it, but it was a lot more. It was, yeah. You need to go back and see that video because I don't think you did. The requests that she made were ridiculous, and I will say that. Oh yeah. I think I even called her a Karen for it because they were bad. What she was asking the court to do, and it was right after she was threatened with perjury. She came with this list of things. So I'm just saying.
To get a working gun, she took a photograph of the injury. Sorry, not injury, of the indent left in her cheek shortly after it happened when he had went outside. She was able to, and then once at Dicker and Deal, she had them call the police for her. The officer recovered the firearm and found it not only loaded, but jammed in the firing position. I said this before, it is a miracle that she is still alive. She should have died when that man pulled the trigger. We're lucky that she didn't. But that is assault with intent to murder. He tried to kill her, and he just failed. And it's, again, by an act of God that he failed, that a revolver of all things jammed. And then, possession by a prohibited person, by someone with a felony conviction, as testified to by the officer. He's not allowed to have it. Not supposed to have it. He had a gun. Which is why we have with intent to murder for count 1, firearm possession by a prohibited person for count 2, and then accompanying felony firearms for each. Now, I could not possibly address Bindover without addressing Ms. Crawford's testimony here today. We have 2 stories. We have the story that was told to the officers that day, supported by the physical evidence that they recovered. And then we have the statements here from Ms. Crawford, which varied, which frankly, the people do not believe, especially given that it kept changing. Because it was, no, he didn't do what I did to kill myself, but then it was, no, I made this all up because my ex-husband, Rome, is threatening me and making me do this. Those 2 things don't mesh. Those 2 statements don't work together. What is significantly more plausible is that this is a woman who's been abused by multiple men, including Mr. Johnson, who has assaulted her, choked her, threatened, who, as she told the officer that day, threatened to kill her if she went to the police, who, when she had gone to the police in the past in Kalamazoo, he'd just get right out and then he would choke her even worse. And that the reason that she finally came forward was because, well, he said that he would kill me if I went to the police, but today he tried to kill me and I didn't go to the police. So at this point, I'm going to the police. And then we have the fact that he has been contacting her from jail, that he's been having other people contact her on his behalf. She did not want to talk about those contacts, which is why she kept saying, no, I didn't actually talk to him from the jail, even when confronted with the written records showing that he had called her and talked to her for lengthy periods of time. And while she said, no, the fact that he has been talking to her, the fact that other people have been talking to her has not affected her testimony today. The fact that that happened in between what we saw when she's talking with the officers at Dicker and Deal and today, she wants to say that didn't affect her testimony. That didn't affect her changing statements. The people do not believe that that is true. People believe that that absolutely affected her, that is the reason why we're dealing with a recant, as we do in many domestic violence cases, because we have a man violating court orders to continue to exert his power and control over her that he had built up over years of a relationship before he got to this point. I would ask this court to not reward him for being such a successful abuser. That is why the 27C hearsay exception exists. Literally, when the legislature wrote it, they noted how there are recantations so frequently in these cases that it would be a disservice to justice to not allow the statements of police officers in as substantive evidence. So I would ask that you bind over on the requested 5 counts and then an added count 6, firearm possession by a prohibited person, and added count 7, accompanying felony firearms, both with a date, December 15th, 2025. Thank you.
Mr. Simmons.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, I agree with them. Do I feel like this guy did something? Absolutely. I feel like that lady is a victim. And do I think that it sounds like she's choosing the lesser of 2 evils? Yeah, that's not a good way to live your life. Maybe that's why her anxiety is so high. But again, she's not reliable, and the prosecutor just pretty much nailed that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense would object and request respectfully that Your Honor dismiss all of these counts. Respectfully, the people have not met their burden of proof. I will just start briefly with the requested added counts of possession by a prohibited person and referring to count 2. The extent of any testimony regarding any alleged previous conviction came in through an officer Dominguez, and it was only to the effect that the officer had reviewed a lien entry or something along those lines. Forgive me, I don't remember what her exact statements were, but Your Honor, respectfully, that should be insufficient for the purposes of establishing the important elements as relates to that particular charge, because in contrast to other scenarios, we don't have a certified record of conviction. We don't have any more affirmative or dispositive evidence that there actually was a conviction in place. Respectfully, this officer's testimony about something that she might have seen in a criminal history is insufficient for the purposes of establishing that element. Obviously, Your Honor, the testimony was what it was about allegedly Mr. Johnson being in possession of the item. There's a lot of very clear testimony that it was Miss Crawford's gun, and in terms of the time, dates, and stamps, respectfully, perhaps there was a mistake there. I don't know. We're talking about cell phone video and of course, Miss Crawford's testimony as it relates to the alleged incident on December 15th. And since we're discussing Ms. Crawford's testimony, I will then transition into respectfully why counts 1 and counts 3 should be dismissed at this time. And respectfully, we do have competing versions of alleged events here, because the statements are so inherently contradictory, and because Ms. Crawford did raise serious questions about her previous statements to the police, respectfully have not met their burden. And while credibility is a very low bar for the purposes of a preliminary examination, still based on Ms. Crawford's statements, based on the totality of her presentation of her statements, based on the numerous contradictions across all her statements, respectfully, the people have not met their burden, and she did, testify to a narrative which would negate count 1 directly, albeit certainly the prosecutor has attempted to impeach her based on that statement. And with that, Your Honor, that would also apply to that count 3, which is felony firearm, which attaches to count 1. So in totality, Your Honor, based on all the testimony here, the defense respectfully requests that all these counts be dismissed. Thank you.
Very briefly, Your Honor. People's Exhibit 9 that had her statements to the police in it, that is not impeachment. That is substantive evidence admitted as such. Secondly, the officer's statements about his criminal history is sufficient for a probable cause standard for those elements for possession by a prohibited person. That's what we're here for, probable cause.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Johnson, today was the date scheduled to.
All right. I was premature when I said she was about to make a ruling. I know she leaves the bench for about 10 minutes and comes back to make a ruling. Maybe she's about to do it now. I thought closing was going to happen before she did that. I'm just misremembering the chain of events. But yeah, we still have a little over 10 minutes left, and her ruling only takes about 2 or 3. So we still got a bit left, guys.
Proceed with your preliminary examination, which we did have other dates where issues were addressed relative to how we could proceed with this preliminary examination. But today was the only day we took testimony as it relates to probable cause. So the burden is on the prosecutor. They have to establish that they have sufficient probable cause that a felony or the felonies you were charged with were committed, and sufficient probable cause to charge you as the individual who has committed these alleged acts. So this is not trial. They don't have to prove each other beyond a reasonable doubt. They only have to establish more than mere suspicion that these actions took place. The court will be the sole and only, determiner of any credibility issues at this juncture. And then we also can weigh the people's likelihood of success at trial. I'm also going to measure whether or not the evidence raises reasonable doubt about your guilt in an effort for it to proceed to a trial. We have here first testimony from, well, we had testimony from Detective Stephanie Kennedy. She was able to identify you as a person in the court as Mr. Adrian Johnson. Then the testimony was elicited from Brandy Crawford, who is the alleged victim in this matter. She testified that on or about the date of December 20th, 2025, that she and the defendant were present at the address of 1030 South Holmes in Lansing, Michigan, which makes venue in this court appropriate. And she identifies that address to be her home. When questioned, she did testify that during that date, she and the defendant left her home and went to Dickering-Dale. When questioned about why she went to Dickering-Dale or why she was speaking with the police, she had a lapse of memory, at least that's what she testified to. She admitted to owning a .22 revolver. She stated on her direct examination that she, on the date in question, pressed this .22 revolver up against her cheek and it left a mark. Again, there was some back and forth about whether or not she had any recollection of the incident from that date. It was unclear at first if she recalled all of the incident, and later she said it was portions of the incident that she recalled, other portions she did not. The prosecution was able to play a video at some point to help refresh the witness's recollection of what she shared with the police on the date and time in question. The prosecution also admitted some exhibits. One of those exhibits being People's Exhibit 3, which was taken on or about December 20th at 12:05 p.m. And it's a picture of the alleged victim with a circular marking on her cheek, which appears to be consistent with that would have been created by placing the firearm up to her cheek. There was also People's Exhibits 4 and 5 and 6 that were admitted that shows the firearm in question that the witness testified was in fact her firearm. This case has got to be one of the most disturbing situations I've dealt with since my time on the bench. And the reason why is because we have one of two things happening here. Either way, it's a grave danger before us. Either the danger is that Mr. Johnson is extremely violent and volatile and attempted to kill Ms. Crawford on or about December 12th. Or the danger is that Ms. Crawford is extremely manipulative, conniving, and lying. And because of whatever's going on, not just in her psychosis, but whatever's going on between her and this supposed other person, I don't know if his name is Romeo or Romeo, that Mr. Johnson has now been accused of a crime that's punishable. He's facing up to life, I believe, and then has been sitting in the custody of the jail since December 21st. And if, in fact, Ms. Crawford would be lying, she made this all up, and he's wrongfully sitting into the jail. Again, the court has to assess credibility, and I think it is undoubtedly, without question, that we have some credibility issues here in this court. Ms. Crawford has been a very difficult and hostile witness from the beginning. I think even before we ever took any testimony, there was information or documents sent to the court that were purported to be an affidavit, I believe, from Ms. Crawford that she had notarized. And in that statement, she recants absolutely everything that she would have told the police. At the time, the court's not clear what it was that she told the police, other than what was in the affidavit of probable cause that led to these charges being issued. Again, one being assault with intent to murder. During that same time frame, the first court date, the court is also made aware of allegations that the defendant has violated the bond conditions by having contact or communication with the protected party. And that an investigator would be assigned. The court did arraign Mr. Johnson on those violations. We've since had a hearing today to which the court sustained the violations. However, although the court sustained the violations, I will say this, I found it to be interesting that neither of the parties, although this has been investigated, there's been reports, you even have exactly what was said on these calls. Neither the prosecutor or even the defense attorney bothered to question the witness about the nature of these conversations during these protected calls, because they're important. There was no testimony here or no evidence brought out that would support that, although the conversation may have included some information about this case, that it was the defendant attempting to put pressure or to intimidate this witness. That was not brought forth. I think it was very interesting that no questions or statements were brought into the record, although the court obviously got a police report with the statements and everything that was stated in there in order to move forward with the PA 53. The court already has judicial notice as to the nature of these conversations. The nature of the conversations, although still a violation of Mr. Johnson's bond, was very consistent with the affidavit. And we watched a witness go on for minutes, hysterical, stating again things that are consistent with the conversations that were had either directly or through third party on these conversations that were not supposed to be happening with her through, I believe, her son or his son while he was in the custody of the jail. Multiple times, even in other appearances before we could even be officially on the record, has Ms. Crawford tried to blurt out something about a case in another county involving someone named Rome or Romeo or Ramil, who was the cause of whatever prompted her to say what she said that landed this defendant in court. Ms. Crawford was counseled and advised multiple times that she should get an attorney because what she was doing would constitute perjury and is and should be charged and actionable under the law. She was counseled multiple times. It will also be stated on this record that she made the court aware on the previous record that she did not care, that she felt she still needed to say what she needed to say, although the court would not allow her to do that without advising her to try to get an attorney. She returned to the court, I believe it was January 9th, without an attorney. During that time frame, or in between that time frame, she had filed more things and had made multiple communications with the court demanding ADA accommodations and other requests for advocates and such, to which the court addressed on the record during the January 9th court date. After that January 9th court date, even though the court went through what was requested by the victim, the alleged victim, verbatim on the record, line by line, the court later received communication by way of Ms. Crawford that she was, I think she called the court and said that she was going to commit suicide, to which the court staff sent law enforcement to do a welfare check. My understanding is that she was taken to the hospital and hospitalized as a result of the same psychosis that I believe brought us here today. The court also later received complaints that had been filed, I think, through the state court administrative office and some requests through legislation indicating that Ms. Crawford disputed some of her requests, although the court made them clear on the record what she requested and how it would be addressed. She also stated that her rights had been denied or by the court, which was untrue. Since then, since I haven't addressed that request, we received numerous other communications from Ms. Crawford, even this week or the last week and this week in preparation for today's court date. I have no reason but to find everything out of her mouth to lack credibility. I believe that she's lying, or that she lied to the police, I should say, on the date and time in question, and that's because it's corroborated by the communications they had on these phone calls. There wasn't communications about you need to remove this or you need to take care of this. Their communications was her repeatedly apologizing, saying the same thing she said now, which is, I did this because I thought it was going to be to protect you and it was only for a short time. And what I hear or see from the defendant is somebody who is crazy in love. And although someone would lie and put you at risk, put your life at risk, and lie and say you tried to kill him, he's like, I understand, and whatever, I'm just happy I heard from you, whatever the case may be. There's nothing there that shows me that Mr. Johnson was trying to intimidate her or to control the narrative, but that she was making it clear why she lied in the first place. And even her son appearing to, or whoever the third party was having the communication, appearing to support that this statement or these statements made to the police were lies. I watched the video that was played in People's Exhibit 9, and I can guarantee you it read to me nothing more than a performance. I believe that the witness is conniving. I believe she is a master manipulator. I believe that there was enough evidence there for the prosecution to pick that out and to know that this is not a case that should move forward, but maybe because of the way the scenario rolled out, where we have someone who's trying to perjure themselves, we have to go through these steps so that we can move forward. But I believe and I hope that the prosecution intends to charge her for perjury. We have a man that's been sitting in jail on a $400,000 cash surety bond since December 21st because someone lied. And they got before this court and lied again. And if the prosecution for the Ingham County does not issue charges against her, it's very telling. There was also evidence or enough evidence there based off her statements, the phone calls, and her attempt to recant that maybe the prosecution can have the investigators look into what she's saying as to why she lied. Maybe that could corroborate the fact that she's saying that I lied because this person has been threatening me. Did anybody even bother to look into that? Whether they did or not really doesn't matter. The case is dismissed for lack of probable cause.
Be clear, Your Honor, does that include him holding the?
Absolutely everything is dismissed for lack of probable cause.
Okay. PA 53 then would be time served.
Time served.
I will say any decision on the other front will be made by someone who is not me to make it clear.
I understand.
Thank you, John.
Best wishes to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wow. I told you. That one was good. It was worth the 2 hour and 20-minute live stream, right? It really was. Real quick. Gobbledygook. Thank you so much for the super chat. How's the job search going, Colin? It's going. That's what I'll say. I don't want to jinx myself, but I've got a few good prospects. So that's all I'm gonna say. I usually talk too much about it and then get disappointed. So I'm just gonna keep living life and hopefully it happens. But I do appreciate the super chat. Oh man, Oh man, how do we wrap this up? Judge Simmons for the win. I agree with everything she just said. Everything, and I tried so hard to keep in a lot of my feelings after hearing the ruling, to because I didn't want to spoil it. I wanted you guys to hear that speech from Judge Simmons, and I didn't. Yeah, just so this was a hard one to walk you guys through. It really was. But I do appreciate you guys all hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much. You all are awesome. Thank you so much for the super chats, gifted memberships, membership milestones. Tonight has been a great night. Craig, again, super generous super chat. Thank you so much. I'm currently looking for someone to raid real quick. Looks like all we have online is Lone Wolf, so we're gonna raid him. Um, and as per usual, looks like my chat just froze. But I am smart enough to open it up on my phone now when that happens, so I don't miss anything. So MB, I can't bring your chat up on screen. I do apologize, but I see it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Fantastic stream. Thank you. I'm glad you could join us tonight, MB. It was great to see you. Man, man. All right, let's go hang out with Lone Wolf. I don't really have anything else to say. You guys know when I stream for longer than an hour, I start to turn into a pumpkin. Luckily, we started this one an hour early, so it kind of worked out. Now we're ending at the normal time. Also, Heather's sick, so no yoga tonight. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just talking too much. You guys are all awesome. Mods, thank you so much for your hard work. Already thanked everybody multiple times. So let's just go hang out with Lone Wolf. I will see you guys tomorrow, back at the 8 o'clock time tomorrow night. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's it. Have a great rest of your evening. Till next time. Bye.